In this video, I will be unboxing, setting up and reviewing this ieGeek 5 megapixel PTZ Solar Security Camera with solar panel. This camera has everything at your fingertips. It has live view and recording history. It also has human detection and motion detection. There's two-way audio, which is cool to use. There's instant notification straight to your mobile device. There's also multi-user access. And there's also activity zones which reduce false alarms, and I'll show you this later on in the video. The camera has 5 megapixel resolution. It also comes with color night vision. That's really cool, and it's really clear as well. I'll show you that later on. It is solar powered, so it comes with a solar panel, and this is all wire free, so you don't have wires running all over the place. It is also 360 degree PTZ, so you saw there was 355 degrees horizontal view and a 120 vertical rotation as well, so that's really cool, so you can look around with the camera. It also has PIR motion detection, which I mentioned earlier about the human detection and that. So overall, a really cool camera. It looks sort of like a large ostrich egg that you can control. To power on the camera, you just remove the silicone flap at the bottom, as you can see there, and you just have to hold the power button down for 5 seconds to power it on or power it off. There's also a reset button which sets it to factory settings again. There's an SD card holder which goes up to 128 gigabytes, so that's quite nice. You can have local storage as well. And the charging indicator, so red means charging and blue is fully charged. There's also a working status light and a dedicated charging port, as you saw there, which is 5 volts and 2 amps. Installing the app is very easy. As you saw, you just have to scan the code in the manual and then download the app, and then you just need to sign up and register with ieGeek. And once you give permissions and everything to get into the app, you can then add a camera. So you can do this by allowing the app to notify or use your camera. So you can scan the code which is on the side of the camera, so that's easy enough to do. And once that's done, it will pick up the camera and then it will ask to join its Wi-Fi, so you can connect it like that. And then this doesn't have internet connection, as you can see, and then once that's done, you connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then that will then connect to everything and pair with the app and and do all the things that it needs to do to initialize. So once that's all done, you can see there it just guides you through a few settings on the app itself, and you can see the live footage as well as some of the notifications already popping in at the top. And then when you go and view those notifications, you can actually see a list of what's happened, and you can view those and watch what's happened. And there's also screenshots of each event that's taken place. There's also intelligent analysis that you can do. There's a lot of settings within the app, which is actually really cool. There's a lot of customization. There's zones that you can set up as well, which I'll show you later on. But overall, just going through that, you can see we have the motion detection over here. So this will be the customizing of what you want, how sensitive you want the camera to be. So low sensitivity is a closer range within 2 to 4 meters, and then it can go up to 10 meters with high sensitivity. And while I was doing this, I saw a firmware update, which was really cool. So at least the camera does update on its own when it needs to, so it keeps up to date with all the latest features. And as you saw there, I was setting up a zone, so you can set up multiple zones for activation. So if anyone walks over that zone, that will trigger the event and the camera can start recording if you have the SD card, or if you have the cloud package notifications, you can have online cloud storage as well. You can flip the screen. You've got night vision. It's got a light on it as well, so the color vision at night will switch on, so it records in color, which I will show you later on as well in the video. There's also just an installation guide if you want to use that, and it shows you the steps for doing that. You've got your time settings as well. You've got your sound settings, which will do the volume on the microphone and the speaker for the two-way talking. That's really cool, so you can communicate with whoever's there. You also have the video settings and encryption that you can do if you want to do that. That's a bit more advanced kind of stuff. And then you have intelligent AI analysis, so that you have to pay for, where it can analyze different types of video. The battery usage is also quite cool, so it shows where the battery is being used. So is it waking up the camera? Is it used for notification of movement of humans, things like that? So it at least tells you where the power is being consumed, so that's really nice. You can connect it to Alexa, which is really cool, and I'll show you that as well, where we can then view the video on the Alexa screen if you do have a screened Alexa in the house. And then the interface underneath the camera as well. You can take screenshots, you can talk, you can record, you can then switch on the light as you see there, and then you can control the camera moving left and right. It does not have motion tracking, so the camera doesn't follow the object that's moving. It's just for when you are observing and things like that, you can maneuver it around. There's also a siren which you want to set off if someone doesn't want to listen or whatever it is, or cats you want to chase away. And it also keeps everything in an album, which is quite nice. And when you are looking at motion, you can filter it, which is really cool. So you can have the different filters which would use that AI. And then now I'm testing some of the stuff, so you'll hear what the sound is like as we go through it once it's all set up. So this is the camera set up now. See if it picks me up and starts recording. And you can see underneath there is the tab that holds the camera on, so the plate that fits to the wall, and then there's the solar panel that I fitted and face towards the sun. As you can see, there's the camera monitoring now. So what I'll do is I'm about 5 meters from the camera. That is 10 meters away from the camera. 10 meters sound test. So that was the sound test near the camera, and that there was a lot of background sound and wind. And then I just filmed what I was doing later on in the garden and that, so you can just see how it picked me up and it was filming and all of that. And it's really clear. It's actually a very clear camera, and zooming in is very clear as well. What I'm going to test now is the Alexa integration, so you can see how that views on an Alexa if you do have one. And then after that I will show you the night vision with the color and also the black and white. Alexa, show Geek Cam.
Okay.
Alexa, close Geek Cam. So here we have the night footage where it is in black and white, and then I switch on the light, which will then change into the color night visions, and you can see how clear that is. The colors are quite rich for an evening scene, and what I do then is I use the controls within the app to move the camera left and right, so each tap you can see moves a bit left and a bit right. So that's panning left and right, so that worked well. Then I switched the light off and went back to night vision, and then this is just purely a night vision piece that I've put in here, a scene where I do a pan where it's more constant, so we move further left and further right, and as you can see it's really clear whether it is in black and white or in color vision. So overall I'm quite impressed with the quality of the camera. The zooming in is also really clear. I did zoom into the other side of the front garden over there, and it is quite clear. And I'll then show you some footage of delivery men coming to the door, and you can see when it picked them up what it looked like. There's some sound, so that might just be muted slightly, but overall you can see the quality is very good. I'm actually really impressed, and it picks up the sounds and everything quite well, and yeah, it's working very well, and it's just a nice little contained unit that has everything that you need from the camera. It's nice and small, it's not bulky, and it just works. So I just want to say thanks to ieGeek for sending me this camera to review. I enjoyed reviewing that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys can join me for my next video. If you'd like to purchase the camera, there are links in the description, and make sure you also subscribe and like the video. Thank you. Cheers.